awesome shots on board of this challenging Romanian stage, mastered by Ginelle de Villiers. After his problems yesterday, the South African was desperate to make up for lost time, and so he pushed hard in the first half of the stage, knowing he would encounter traffic in the second half. Villiers then did enough to win the loop, and with a fourth position in the afternoon, he won the stage, hauling himself back up to fifth overall.
Very tricky, you know, very easy to make a mistake, so you have to be very, very careful. You know, we tried to go as fast as we could without taking any risk, but really, really very tricky.
His Volkswagen teammate Carlos Sainz did not enjoy the route yesterday, and just like de Villiers did on day two, he would encounter problems today. At first, his windscreen started to fog, as you can see there, and then his wipers failed. An issue other teams were having problems with as well. By the end of the first loop, he'd also lost his gear linkage, meaning he had been stuck in second gear for half the stage. Naturally, the Spaniard was furious, having lost 8 minutes to Peder Hansel. He took it all out on the stage in the second loop, winning it, but he would only be 8th on the day, dropping 12 minutes back overall. All three petrol Mitsubishis had a trouble-free morning, and that was important for Peder Hansel. He went into the day with only a slender lead, but with all of his rivals making mistakes, he would come out of the day in charge of the rally. Stefan Peder Hansel leaves Romania 2 minutes ahead of the chasing pack. In the third Mitsubishi, NaNoRoma was just under a minute behind his rally-leading teammate at the end of the day, and he's also celebrating the birth of a baby. Overall, Roma is fourth, 30 seconds behind Alphon. He says it was difficult because there was lots of water, and my helmet communication system also broke, so I could not hear my co-drivers. Amazing that he continued then. Robbie Gordon's big Hummer did not suit these roads any more than he had done yesterday, and despite getting a puncture on loop 2, he finished the day 2.5 minutes back in fourth position. Day 2 winner Didier Depping was fast in his VW, but only when he was heading in the right direction. Here he gets lost, having to do a U-turn on a very narrow track. But despite this navigational error, Depping was only 4 seconds behind Alphon in fifth by the end of the day, and lies 2 minutes behind Peder Hansel in the overall standings in second position. The BMWs were plagued by visibility issues, costing Nasser Al Attiyah 5 minutes in the morning. He had to drive without his belts on, so he could wipe the screen as he went along.
Yeah, outside like this, but after, you know, we have the wood, but it doesn't work, you know. The problem with the heating, you know, and we cannot see anything. It's completely fog inside. It's really, it was so dangerous, you know. 2 times I've been off, you know, because I couldn't see anything, and I decided I go just for finish.
These problems were solved by the end of the day, and the BMW driver went second fastest in the afternoon, meaning he was 7th, both on the day and in the overall standings. While Primož Savy was pushing hard, Gilles Chechat was having no luck. He says every 3 kilometers we had to stop. He lost over an hour with a problem with the power, and he finished the day one of the last runners. Michael Thuron-Barret was 25th over the first split this morning, but he and daughter Marianne made this costly mistake, ripping off a wheel in the soft ground. And after a small wait, they got their little silhouette Seat buggy towed back to service. It was game over for them, as it was for Ellen Law. DTM winner had parked her car in the river.
From our racing car.
Where is the car?
Well, the car is in the river, actually.
Ah.
We rolled it very softly, but the problem is standing in the river, and we have no idea how to get out there.
Ellen Law out of the rally. So, the results from stage 3, de Villiers, Peder Hansel, Roma, Gordon in 4th position, and Alphon in 5th. That all means, overall, Peder Hansel leads 2 minutes and 8 seconds ahead of Depping. Alphon and Roma make it 3 Mitsubishis in the top 5, with de Villiers in 5th. And one other story, Pascal Mamillon, the co-driver for Matsuoka, got run over by Carlos Sainz whilst changing a tyre. He is out of the rally. So to the trucks. As always, the trucks were last into the stage and soon came up against a big problem. The Rally's racing Audi blocking the stage. MAN Hans Stacey was the first to arrive, and by the time the car had been removed, every other truck had joined the queue. So through the first pass, the trucks were a convoy. They weren't planning on having a second pass, but they did in the end, and that of course was won by Hans Stacey. In the end, look at this slide, wow! Of course, Hans Stacey still wins, but Lopois has made up some time in his Tatra after yesterday's problems. Tomorrow we return to Hungary for day 4 of the Central Europe Rally, and the competitors will have a 213 liaison from Debrecen before a short 63 burst, and then another 200 kilometres before the second half of the day in Veszprém, an 88-kilometre stage there. So it's goodbye from the trucks, it's goodbye from the Romanians. Join us again tomorrow, back in Hungary for day 4 of the Central Europe Rally.
Sport, proudly sponsored by Tiger Wheel and Tire.
It's day 5 of the Central Europe Rally, and we're in Veszprém, Hungary for the longest day of specials of the rally. Veszprém is one of the oldest towns in Hungary, is now a bustling city and lies close to the huge Lake Balaton. Today's morning stage features parts of yesterday's route and is the longest stage of the rally at 157 kilometres. All but the trucks will then head 53 kilometres west for a short 54-kilometre special, making this the longest competitive day of the rally. The whole stage will be repeated again tomorrow, meaning those with good memories will benefit.